Hey, namaste. This is Sacredowl with another chapter of Real Talk by Sacredowl. Today, I want to give you my viewpoints on the term astrology and just give an introduction to what astrology is all about. I do not purport myself as an expert in astrology or an astrologer, but I do understand its basic concept. So, the word astrology and its meaning means the study of the movements of relative position of celestial bodies interpreted to having an influence on the human affairs in and on the natural world. With astrology, there are many different concepts of astrology and many different types of astrology. In my personal belief system, people like to say that the full moon has a tremendous influence, and maybe because of its gravitational pull, it may create what they call lunar effect, where the term lunatic comes from, like a lunatic, a person who's strongly affected by the gravitational pull of the earth, of the moon. Well, obviously, the gravitational pull does have some effect because the bodies of water have what we call high tide and low tide. So if the bodies of water are affected by that, and we're made majority of water, then we have to say that the moon, at the very minimum, has an effect on our physical and mental state of mind. But astrology and science. Astrology consists of a number of belief systems that hold that there are a relationship between astronomical phenomena and events of description of personalities in the human world. Astrology has been rejected by the scientific community and having no explanatory power or describing the universe. Well, I don't agree, and I do agree. And the reality of it is that when you're dealing with astrology, there are different things that have an effect in astrology. And it's at the moment that you're born, the air is charged with particles and it's charged with certain magnetic influences. So if the moon can affect your water and affect your emotions, then I'm sure when you breathe at your first sign of birth and we take that first breath, then that breathing can realign your genetic and the magnetic pulls within your body, and so that may have an influence on what's happening in your life and how it will affect the rest of your life. Astrology goes back many thousands of years. According to this, 25,000 years, and the first people to really use astrology were the Egyptians when they were building the pyramids and stuff like that, and then the Babylonians turned it into 12 cycles. Well, looking at an astrology chart, the astrology chart is made as a circle and is broken into 12 houses. And these 12 houses, and divided by 360, makes it each house being 30 degrees. So that means that in each house there's 30 degrees of information. The first 10 degrees belong to, if you're in Aries, it would be Aries Pisces, the middle would be Aries Aries, and the last would be Aries Taurus. And that's why when people say that they're in the cusp, it's really not exact, because mathematically, the circle being 360 degrees, that means that you either are an Aries with Taurus influence or Taurus with Aries influence. It all depends on what degree you're born in. So if you're born in the first degree of Taurus, then therefore you're a Taurus with an Aries influence. If you're born in the last degree of Aries, and you're an Aries with the Taurus influence. Now, this can sound kind of confusing, and remind you, astrology is an exact mathematical idea, and its relationships between planets and its correspondence will determine how the magnetic pull influences your personality and that charge that you may have taken through your first breath. That's why astrologers pinpoint the time you were born, where you were born at, and under what influence you were born under, and therefore are able to determine the reality of that. In astrology, though, there are key words for astrologists that tell you that they have key symbolism, key words. So let's say if you're an Aries, the key word for an Aries is I am. Gemini, I think. Cancer, I feel. Leo, I will. Virgo, I analyze. Libra, I balance. Scorpio, I desire. Sagittarius, I see. Aquarius, I know. Capricorn, I use. And Pisces, I believe. These determinations are coming based on the terms of I, which is a connective term to God. Metaphysically, astrology can have a lot of deep influential influences in your life, deep effects in your life, but it all depends on how you view it and how much you believe in it. Again, this is just an introduction to it. No, I will not be teaching any courses on it. If you need to learn more about astrology, I will refer you to people who are really experts at it, and they can teach you more about astrology. But astrology is a very beautiful thing to look at. It may have some influence in your life, and there's nothing wrong with taking a look at that and then allowing it to help you. In the next coming videos, in a couple of weeks, I may be doing more about astrology, but we'll get to that and we'll deal with the keywords and the whole nine. I hope this helped you. I hope it gave you a great beginning with astrology, and I hope it puts you into a place where you get some curiosity about it. Hey, this is Sacred Owl. I love you. Thank you for listening. Have a great night. Great day.